It's not so much that your gift or your talent or your swag and style separates you. It's strategy that separates you from the masses. What is your strategy to succeed in the midst of times of struggle? Let's talk about it today. Let's talk about challenges that create champions and really how to create strategies for success. We're going to talk about it today on In the Mix. That's right. We're talking about it today. Challenges create champions, how to make strategic changes. And one of those aspects really is getting to the place of what is working, what is not working, and why are you still doing what is not working if it's not working. One of those things that we have to be is very pragmatic. We got to be very strategic, or we're going to continue to get what we've always been getting when we really need to be focused on where it is that we need to be going. Oftentimes, we're so focused on what, when, where, and how, but we fail to focus on the missing integer, which is why. Why is it that you want what you want? Why is it that it may be taking you so long to get to where it is that you need to be? Why also speaks to the level of your purpose. What is your purpose? Do you even know that? And some of the seminal questions that we have to be asking is, who am I? What was I created to do? Where am I going? Who do I want coming with me? Why am I called to do what I am called to do? And one of those things I realize is that you have to understand that it has to be bigger than you. It's got to be bigger than your bank account. It's got to be bigger than your budget. It's got to be bigger than your block and your boulevard. It has to be bigger than you. What you are creating, what you are going after, has to also engineer and now move other people in the direction of where it is that you're going. If you can only accomplish it on your own, it's too small. But you have to have a mindset to say, not only am I wanting to get to where it is that I need to be, but I want to also bring others to the greater place to where they can go as well. I want to make sure that my community is taken care of. I want to make sure that other people have benefits. I want to make sure that other people now have access, because so many people are so focused on building a taller wall rather than a longer table. They want to build a taller fence, but not a longer table. And see, when you're building a taller fence, it's all about a defense mechanism. When you're building a taller fence, it's all about keeping certain people out. But when you're building a longer table, it says everybody can eat. Let's make sure that everybody has a plate of purpose in front of them. Let's make sure that everybody can now delve into their purpose and have access to greater levels of opportunity through the power of responsibility. What is it that you're trying to go after? Why is it that you're trying to go after it? It's got to be bigger than just a dollar amount. It's got to be bigger than just dollars and cents. It's got to be about determination and common sense. And here's what I understand: challenges create champions. Do you know that some of the greatest minds for wealth creation are cultivated during recession? The greatest transfer of wealth, one of those greatest transfers of wealth took place during COVID-19. One of those greatest transfers of wealth takes place during the time of recession. But in the time of recession, are you able to move into a place of progression? What is the challenge that you are facing right now? What is the challenge that is taking place in the community? It is the late, great Dr. Miles Monroe who said, every problem is a business. Are you in the business of now solving problems? Come on, you ought to look through the community. You ought to look through your organization. You ought to look at your church. You ought to look at just your neighborhood. You ought to look at your environment. You ought to look at your place of employment and say, what are the problems that are going on here? What is taking place? And based upon what is taking place, what can I now remediate? What answers can I provide to the problems? What solutions can I develop? That now shifts your contacts into contracts. Here's what that does. That now turns your ideas into income generation. Income generation so that now you can pass it on to the next generation. Do you see? Now it shifts you into that place. As you have earned, as you have learned, now it's time for you to instruct. Who is coming up behind you that needs you? Somebody's waiting for you to become who you are so they can become who they're supposed to be. Here's the question to you. How much longer will you make them wait? When you delay the book, you make people wait. When you procrastinate on your purpose, you make people wait. And see, procrastination is the arrogant belief that God's going to give you another opportunity to do what he told you to do today. That's what it is. Arrogant belief that God's going to give you another opportunity to do what he told you to do today. Now is the time. You have to seize the moment right now. Who's waiting for you? Who needs you in the place of a mentor? Who needs you in the place of an advisor? Who now needs what it is that you should have learned about shifting your contacts to contracts, ideas to income, for income generation to now affect the next generation? Who needs you to close the gap, as I often say, of what it is that I instruct in my community, to show you how to close the gap on your ideas, closing the gap between your ideas, your income, your impact, your influence, your identity, knowing who it is that you are. And identity means nothing without a strategy. What is the strategy of what it is that you're trying to develop? It's going to take strategic changes for you to actually shift challenges into championship opportunities. There's a champion that's on the inside of you. You've got to grow through what it is that you go through. You've got to be strategic. Relationships have to be strategic. Your next move has to be strategic. Knowing what it is that you're supposed to do, it has to be strategic. Moving into a place of strategy, identity. Strategy, structures, solutions, and systems go beyond just gifts and talents. See, a gift can get you into the door, but strategy is going to keep you in the door, and not just keep you in the door. It's going to also make you the owner of the building. Time to be strategic. It's time to shift. Time to shift and become that champion that you're supposed to be. And put the world on notice that, hey, it wasn't always this way. Overcame some stumbling blocks, but I turned those stumbling blocks into stepping stones. My test became a testimony. Misery became ministry. Mess became a message. Stumbling blocks became stepping stones. God shifted my grief into grace. Tragedy became a strategy. Are you following me? Because here's what you did. You seized the moment and you didn't let go of the opportunity. I want to show you how to actually make the most of your opportunity. You know that you need to get into a community that's literally going to close the gap between your ideas, your impact, your influence, and ultimately your income. It is my amazing transformative community. It's called the Eagles Academy. I want you to go there right now. Register, join us alongside other gifted leaders locally, nationally, and globally who understand that a win for you is a win for them too. You're going to move into a place of transformation. You're going to have clarity. You're going to move from stuck to unstoppable. You're going to actually take those steps to feel the greatness that's on the inside of you, to actually harness the greatness that you have, to birth the book, to stop procrastinating, to get real clear on your goals, to actually have strategy, structure, solutions, and systems to shift challenges into championship opportunities. Once you seize the moment right now, once again, go to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the enroll now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. I know you're transformed by this conversation. Drop a love donation. I'm doing so much work in the community. You can help me to do more by just sending a love gift. On Cash App, $Dr. Eddie Ministries, on PayPal, info@EddieConnor.com, and then even on Zelle, EddieConnorJr @gmail.com. Link is in the chat, links in the description of this video for how and where to give. We've been having a courageous conversation. Of course, hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I've been growing your greatness. Help me grow our channel for change that creates change and that breaks chains. Let me know what you thought about the show in the comments below. You know I gotta go, but I just want you to know it's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know, brother, got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you to remember, I'm talking to you, champion, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher.